Today, inshallah, we'll talk about the Battle of Uhud. After the Battle of Badr, and after the things that happened, the kuffar still trying to revenge, because they were defeated and they lost a lot in the Battle of Badr, and they could not let it go, they could not forget it. So Abu Sufyan radiallahu anh, who used at that time, he was not Muslim yet, he tried to lobby against the Muslims. All the leaders were killed, so he became the leader. And he encouraged the kuffar to revenge. Especially after also the trade of Quraysh is hurt severely, because the road is threatened. Now they are not able to travel safely. So also the finances are hurt. So they had to stop this. What was the solution? To fight the Muslims again. So Abu Sufyan radiallahu anh, at that time prepared an army to fight the Muslims. Al-Abbas radiallahu anh, the uncle of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at that time still he was in Mecca. So he saw the preparations and he saw that the army is already moved, has left Mecca already. So he sent to the Prophet ﷺ, warning him that Quraysh is preparing for you and they already left. What did the Prophet ﷺ do? He wanted to verify this. He sent one of the companions. His name is Al-Hubab ibn al-Mundhir. What do you know about Al-Hubab ibn al-Mundhir? In the Battle of Badr, what did he do? You already forgot? Al-Hubab ibn al-Mundhir is the one who asked the Messenger ﷺ to move the army and keep the well behind him. Who said that? Shaza, very good. Please read, please. So, the Prophet ﷺ verified the news and he knew that Quraysh is coming. So now he wanted to take a decision. But again, the Prophet ﷺ was a leader, a true leader. So he did not take a decision by himself. He consulted with the companions. He asked the people, what do you think? Do we go and meet them outside Medina? Or we wait until they come and we kill them when they arrive Medina because they don't know the ways and we know. We trap them. A group of people, the youth, they were very excited, especially those who missed the Battle of Badr. They said, we want to go. We won't wait until they come. And they insisted on going. The old people, they said, we need to stay. That's better for us. But the majority were the youth. So the Prophet ﷺ prepared himself and left Medina. After he went, the youth felt that they forced the Messenger ﷺ to take that decision. So they told him, O Messenger of Allah, it seems that we pushed you. If you want, we can go back and stay in Medina. But the Prophet ﷺ said a very great word. He said, مَا كَانَ لِنَبِيٍّ أَنْ يَضَعَ لَأْمَتَهُ. If a prophet has put on the war gear, the clothes for war, he cannot take it off. Unless Allah commands him or he fights the enemy. So it's over. Once you take a decision, do not start changing it. This is very important. People take decisions and then they change it every now and then. And they are confused. Eventually they don't achieve anything. Once you take a decision, you ask the people and you took that decision, that's it, go for it. This is a great lesson. Now, even though they were majority, and even though the Prophet ﷺ himself did not like to go outside, and the old people suggested that we stay, he went with the majority. They went there, and the Prophet ﷺ divided the army to 3 groups, according to the tribes. Again, you need to realize this in the battle. Each one is better when he is with his group. He knows everybody. The Muhajirin, they were one group. The Ansar, there was Al-Aws, and there was Al-Khazraj. So it is 3 parts. And then the entire army is under one leadership. The Prophet ﷺ stationed some companions over a small mountain. Now, the Prophet ﷺ, in the north of Medina, there is the mountain of Uhud. So, the Prophet ﷺ went to that mountain because that's where the kuffar come from. They come this way, and here is the mountain. And there is this small mountain. The Prophet ﷺ made that mountain their back, protecting the backs of the Muslims by the mountain. And he placed the archers over that mountain. So now there is mountain of Uhud, and there is this mountain, and there is the army. There is no way for Quraysh except to come in front of them. If they intended to come from their back, there is the archers that will kill them. And he told the archers, do not leave this place. Do not leave it. If you saw us victorious, do not leave it until we tell you to do so. And if we were defeated, do not leave it, even if you saw the birds are coming and eating from our flesh. That's what the Prophet ﷺ said. And the kuffar came, and the battle started. But before that, there was a very important incident happened. In the way to the battle, 1/3 of the army retreated. They quit under the leadership of Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul, the head of the hypocrites. He took back with him 1/3 of the army. And that affected the Muslims. Imagine you're going and 1/3 of your power is lost. But that was a test also. Now when Abdullah returned with 1/3 of the army, what did he say? What was his excuse? لو نعلم قتالا لاتبعناكم. We don't think you will fight. That's why we went back. There is no use of us going there. Another excuse. Abdullah bin Ubay said to the Messenger ﷺ, he obeyed the youth and he left the wise people. Because Abdullah said we should not leave. He was the head of the hypocrites, but he did not say openly that I disagree with the Prophet ﷺ. And you learn from this that always people will give excuses. Even the kuffar, even for their kufr. They will try to justify what they are doing. Now some Muslims were intending also to follow Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted them steadfastness. They did not withdraw. They did not withdraw from the battle. So the battle started, and things were going the Muslims' way. They killed 22 of the kuffar, and the battle was almost over. The kuffar left. They ran away. And now the Muslims are collecting the booties of the war. The archers on the mountain, they saw that. So they said, let's go quickly before everything is divided and we lose or we won't get anything. Some of them said, no, the Prophet ﷺ did not allow for us to do so. Some of them left. Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu anh, he noticed that. And he returned with the army from the back of the mountain. And now things turned against the Muslims. The battle was almost over, but now the kuffar have the upper hand, killing the Muslims, injuring them. Mus'ab bin Umair radiallahu anh, the leader who had the banner, he was killed. And when he was killed, they said Muhammad ﷺ was killed. So the rumor now is that the Prophet ﷺ is killed. And that caused some Muslims to stop fighting. What do we do? The Prophet ﷺ is killed. The ones who were having the spirit of fighting, also they lost that. But some of them kept fighting. One of them was Anas ibn Nadr radiallahu anhu. He went to the kuffar by himself. And on the way, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh stopped him. He said, "Where are you going? You are only one man." He said, "Stay away. By Allah, I smell the fragrance of paradise nearer than the mountain of Uhud." He went and he fought and he got killed. No one knew him except his sister knew him by his fingertip, the thumb. She knew him from that. He was stabbed more than 80 times to death. Hamza radiallahu anh got killed again. And the one who killed him, Wahshi. He is the slave of Hind radiallahu anha. Hind, she lost her father, her uncle, in the battle of Badr. Who killed them? Hamza radiallahu anhu. So she told Wahshi, if you kill Hamza, you are free. So Wahshi did not fight. He waited until he could see Hamza radiallahu anhu, and he threw the spear and he killed him. Hamza now killed. The Prophet ﷺ had to go back. Otherwise he will get killed also. Who protected him? Abu Dujana radiallahu anhu. Abu Dujana protected the back of the Prophet ﷺ. They were throwing the arrows and Abu Dujana received it in his back. Abu Dujana was a brave man. Before the battle of Uhud, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Who takes this sword?" And everyone wanted to take that sword. But the Prophet ﷺ said, "Then who takes the sword and pays its due?" So everyone took back his hand, except Abu Dujana. He took it and he said, "What's the due of it?" He said, "To kill with it until it is bent, or until it is broken. Or to kill only the kuffar and not to kill the Muslims." And he took it and he put the red ribbon on his forehead. And he was known for the Ansar. He was a brave man, Abu Dujana radiallahu anh. And he fought with it. So he protected the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also, Talha radiallahu anh, Talha ibn Ubaidillah, he protected the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam from the front. They were throwing the arrows and he was protecting the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam with his hand. And his hand was paralyzed because of that, in this battle, in the battle of Uhud. Umara radiallahu anha, a woman, Nasiba bint Ka'b radiallahu anha, she defended the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was almost getting killed, but that was the rumor. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was killed. And he had to go back. He hid himself in the mountain of Uhud with Abu Bakr radiallahu anh and Umar. In the process, the face of the Prophet ﷺ was injured. There is a ring from the helmet was inside the cheek of the Messenger ﷺ. His teeth were broken, 4 of them were broken. So he was bleeding. And the battle was over. Muslims were killed. And Abu Sufyan was very happy to see that. He started chanting, "U'lu Hubal," raise Hubal. So the Prophet ﷺ told the companions, "Don't you answer him?" They said, "What do we say?" He said, "Say, Allahu A'la wa Ajal." Allah is glorified. He is more, He is higher. Abu Sufyan again said, "Lana al-Uzza wa la-Uzza lakum." We have al-Uzza. He is proud of his idol. Again, because he thinks They won because of that. So the Prophet ﷺ said, Allahu mawlana wa la mawla lakum. Tell him, Allah is our supporter and you don't have supporters. So, Muslims lost and the kuffar won. Now it was amazing for the Muslims. How could we lose? And the Prophet ﷺ with us. How could this happen? But what are the lessons? What's the greatest lesson we learn from this battle? Why Muslims lost? Because of the disobedience. Because of the disobedience to the Messenger ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ told them clearly, do not leave this mountain. And they left it. What happened? They lost. Many Muslims were killed. 70 Muslims were killed. Including Hamza, radiallahu anh, Mus'ab, radiallahu anh, Abdullah bin Amr bin Haram, the father of Jabir. Now, Muslims lost the battle for disobeying one order of the Messenger ﷺ. How many orders we disobey? Every day. And we blame others for our defeat. We try to give others the responsibility for our defeat. That's a great lesson from the Battle of Uhud. Another lesson also in the Battle of Uhud. It was a time to distinguish the Muslims from the ones who have the true Iman from the ones who are hypocrites. When Abdullah bin Ubay returned with 1/3 of the army, that was hard, but it was easier than returning in the middle of the battle. And another lesson is the test. Muslims have to be tested. Now imagine if the Muslims were victorious in this battle also, after they disobeyed the Messenger ﷺ. That will cause them to disobey the Messenger ﷺ again and again. Or if they won, again, they will have the feeling that they are always victorious. Now, were the angels present in this battle? Fighting with the Muslims? Were they there fighting with the Muslims? No. Why? Why Allah allowed Muslims to be defeated? This is a lesson. You do your job and then you rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when you don't do your job, don't blame others. You have to blame yourself first. So there were great lessons in this battle. One of the martyrs of the Muslims who was found after the battle was Al-Usayrim. Who's Al-Usayrim? You also forgot who's Al-Usayrim? Do you remember when the tribe of Sa'd ibn Mu'adh radiallahu anh accepted Islam? Do you remember that or not from the first semester? All of them accepted Islam, except for one man. It was that man, Al-Usayrim. Right before the battle of Uhud, he accepted Islam. And he fought with the Muslims, and he was killed. When the Prophet ﷺ saw him, he told the companions that he did not prostrate himself not even once to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yet he was martyr. Why? Because when he accepted Islam, he was sincere. And he accepted it with sincerity. And he fought sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. It was little effort, but a great reward. Again, why? Because of the sincerity. Before the battle, the Prophet ﷺ needed every single man, because the kuffar outnumbered the Muslims. Yet, he did not allow for the children to fight. They were excited. But he did not take advantage of that. The Messenger ﷺ is a true leader. Those, yes, we need them, but it is better for them to be kept for a later time. That's why Abdullah bin Umar, radiallahu anhu, is one of them. He wanted to fight. He was 14. The Prophet ﷺ returned him. He did not allow for him to fight. He allowed only 2. Samurah bin Jundub, radiallahu anhu, and another man. Samurah bin Jundub, he was young, but he was big. In his body, he was strong, so he allowed for him. And another man, he was archer, so the Prophet ﷺ allowed him. Other than that, no one was allowed to fight. Though they were young and the Muslims needed them, but the Prophet ﷺ had standards. And that's a lesson also we learn from this battle. So the Muslims now, they are defeated. They want to go back. And the lesson, the important lesson here, is to see how the Prophet ﷺ dealt with the situation when they were victorious and when they are defeated now. Or how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dealt with this matter. What is the revelation came?